This is IGN. A brilliant thriller, terrifying and relentless. This is your IGN review of the original Saw from 2004. Adam, played by Leigh Whannell, wakes up underwater in a bathtub. He jumps out to find himself in a dingy bathroom with no recollection of where he is or how he got there. When he tries to move, he realizes he's chained to some pipes. Adam has 2 roommates, but only one is breathing. Dr. Lawrence Gordon, played by Cary Elwes, is the other unlucky individual, and he's chained to pipes on the other side of the room. In the center of the room on the floor is a dead man who appears to have taken his own life. They soon learn that the setting is a life or death game set up by a demonic individual known in the media as Jigsaw. Jigsaw is not a serial killer per se because he never actually kills his victims himself. He finds ways for his victims to kill themselves, as Gordon puts it. The games are meant to make individuals involved learn to appreciate what they have, to stop taking their lives for granted. Danny Glover is David Tapp, a detective who has become obsessed with the pursuit of Jigsaw. Through Glover's pursuit, we are shown some of the twisted scenarios Jigsaw has placed his victims in. The film cuts between Tapp's pursuit, both past and present, and Gordon and Adam's struggle to escape. Jigsaw has left them some clues as he watches them scramble to save their lives. Monica Potter plays Dr. Gordon's wife, Allison. Directed and written by 2 20-somethings out of Australia, Saw is a focused, dark, twisted film that would be an impressive accomplishment for filmmakers twice their age. Saw was directed by James Wan, who also co-wrote the script with one of the film's leads, Leigh Whannell. Shot over the course of 18 days in a dingy warehouse in downtown LA, it was the intense and clever script, not the dollars, that drew name actors Cary Elwes, Danny Glover, and Monica Potter to the film. Saw is everything a thriller should be. Instead of a long-winded backstory to lead into our premise, Wan and Whannell move right into the thick of things. The story is exceptionally clever, revealing characters and Jigsaw himself very carefully. Just when you may think you're getting a handle on a character or a situation, Saw throws you for a loop again and again. The intensity is constant and absolutely relentless. Much like the tests Jigsaw puts his subjects to, Saw is an endurance test. When you think you can relax and take a breath, it hits you again. The interaction between Elwes and Whannell is constantly engaging. This is made so much more impressive by the fact that these characters never get to leave this dingy setting, outside of a few flashbacks. Both characters are hiding something, and Jigsaw knows them better than anyone. He uses their weaknesses against them so they can torture themselves. As the terror unfolds, both Elwes and Whannell look truly terrified. As the characters realize that this is no joke and that their time is slipping away, both actors do a great job maintaining believability through intense scenes that often would be played for laughs, especially these days. We've seen Glover play a cop on many previous occasions, but he still brings a totally fresh performance to his portrayal of Detective David Tapp. As he desperately pursues the capture of Jigsaw, Tapp becomes one of Jigsaw's most tragic victims. Jigsaw continues to get the best of him, and Tapp has let his pursuit consume his life. Glover plays a more vulnerable character than we are used to seeing from him, and he does a great job. He's no longer the perfect cop who we know is going to win out in the end. As the story moves along, we are less and less sure exactly what to think of Tapp, or even if he can be trusted. Now on to the scares, and Saw has plenty of them. These are not the blood-spurting, wink-at-the-audience scares of modern-day horror. There's no villain spouting cheesy catchphrases as he slaughters his victims. These are legitimate scares brought on by a story which cleverly draws you into the twisted world of Jigsaw. The situations he places his victims in are scary in themselves, but Saw throws in plenty of other scares for good measure. I'll keep them to myself, but this is a good one to take a date to because I can guarantee they'll move closer and clutch your hand by the end. Saw is so well executed, it's almost impossible to imagine it was made by 2 first-timers on a shoestring budget. At times, the performances are a little rough around the edges and could have possibly benefited from a few more takes, but these moments are minor and don't detract from the story in the least. Wan accomplishes the kind of gritty, edge-of-the-seat thriller that studios rarely accomplish with budgets 20 times larger and months of shooting. Saw is more than just an impressive accomplishment for 2 young filmmakers. It's one of 2004's standout films and the scariest film in years. Saw's IGN score? 9 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest updates on the Saw series, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.